Okay, we cleaned our data, so we have only three variables for now. And I will show you how to make a histogram. Um, Making a histogram, like you can just click this menu, graphics, histogram, and let's just see what's going on in education. By the way, this is not in the homework. I'm just showing you how to do this. And you can simply click OK. And then it shows the graph. Most of the people are concentrated at 12, which is high school graduates, and 16, which is college graduates. There are some people who drop out from college after first year of college, and another people who may have finished 2-year college or drop out after the second year. So most of people are here and here. It's kind of expected. It's not surprising at all. By the way, you may just save it as like PNG or like other graph. Like PNG is the graphic file, so like JPG. So if you want to use this graph for Word, then you have to save it as a image. Then you can do that. So this is not in the homework. I'm just to see what's going on in schooling. Education has no problem. Now, I'm going to show you what happens with weekly earnings. Weekly earnings. Let me just see what happens. Okay. Then this is the graph. What is very weird here is, let me expand it. There are a lot of people are located here near 0, and it has, even though it looks like 0 all the way, but actually there are some people who make extremely large amount of money, weekly earnings. So this is the problem of skewness, right skewed. This is very common in economics. Most of people are just okay or poor or making a certain amount of money, common like a usual amount of money, but there are some people who make super large amount of money. So that means the right tail is pretty long, and like think about like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, like Elon Musk. Those guys are here. So it causes a big problem in like it's clear in this histogram. They behave very abnormally, so they cause actual problem if you just use this variable. So then what can we do? The simple way to fix that problem is, let me compare that with log earnings. Log earnings, if you make a log earnings, this is the graph you are familiar with. So isn't it surprising? So previously the graph looks like this, like this, huge tail on the right hand side, on the positive side. But now after you take the logarithm, then it looks like a normal distribution. Pretty nice looking distribution we have seen in many different places. So that it changes the scale. So later, if I have chance to explain that, I will mathematically explain that. But here I'm just showing you more practical aspect of this. So when you expect right skewed data like income or firm size or like stock market returns, in these cases there are outliers, extreme outliers, either on the larger side or on the smaller side. So then I recommend you take the log. Otherwise, your analysis will be screwed, right, by those extreme outliers. Anyhow, this is just a overview of what kind of data we are handling, and what we actually need to do in the homework is to make a histogram separately for high school graduates and college graduates. You just do the same thing, histogram. I will use log earnings, and I'll put if education education equals 12. So don't forget to use double equalities. So if you put this option, if option, then it restricts the condition to what? Excuse me. It's not education, it's schooling. It's my bad. It's not. I forgot the renaming. So if you restrict the sample to schooling equals to 12, then this is the graph. Now you need to save this graph under some name, right? I would not. So like remember to change it to PNG image file and save it for later use. And then make another histogram. Now I will change the condition to 16. Then you get another graph. The problem here is if you make another histogram, the previous histogram is overwritten, like it's replaced by the new one. So you cannot put two histograms side by side. Then in this case, what you can do here is you may put name, like college is one, and now I'll change the condition to 12, and name is now high school. And then now you have, so then Stata understands that they are different graphs somehow, so they do not overwrite the previous graph. So from this picture, interestingly, it's hard to compare actually, right? Hard to compare. It does not look much. They do not look much different. So that's that. Hard to say more than this. Okay, I will. So this is exercise number 1 in the homework. So I am going to copy this. Copy histogram on making histogram of earnings, weekly earnings for each education group. Then and copy this. So this is the commands you need to use for the homework. Okay, we'll close them. And the next topic we have to learn is to draw a scatter plot. Now we are making a scatter plot. Scatter plot is on two-way graph. Now it is called two-way graph because you use two variables in one graph. So on x-axis and on the vertical axis, you use different variables. So most of graphs using two variables are in this menu. So when you click again graphics two-way, and then you see this, and I will create plot. Here first we are going to simply use scatter plot, and on y log earnings. That's cool, right? School and log earnings. Then click accept. You may put name here. Say its name is scatter. Then graph goes like this. This is a scatter plot. It does not look like a scatter plot because there are a lot of observations. By the way, our number of observations is 100, more than 120,000. So actually there are a lot of people here, but they have exactly the same school. So they align exactly in the straight line. So it does not look like a lot of dots, but as a line. So this is not convenient to interpret. So anyhow, this is a practice scatter plot, and again, you had to save the scatter plots, histograms earlier. Save. Don't forget to save. And I am copying this, making a scatter plot for education and earnings. What we are going to do is we are going to add another line. So we'd like to draw a fitted line, trend line on top of the scatter plot. So then again, go to two-way graph. This is the scatter plot, right? The same scatter plot we made earlier. And we are going to put another plot on top of the scatter plot. Create. Now our plot will be aligned. It will have a trend line, and we will choose linear fit plot and linear prediction. So linear prediction is what we are going to do, and choose those variables. If you want, you may use linear prediction with confidence interval. So then this will look like a common graph. You see many academic research articles, but this is what we are going to do. So click accept. Then we are making two plots on one graph. Let's see what happens. What? I forgot to say this. So now the problem, there was an error happened. Graph scatter already exists. That is, I chose the name scatter here. Unless you check replace, it cannot overwrite the existing scatter existing graph. So I'm going to change the name, line fit. So I don't know why the Stata causes this kind of problems. So then you see this dark red line is the line fit. Still, it is not clear what is going on, but what you can see is it's slightly upward sloping. It's going slightly up, so you can find that on average, from the scatter plot, it's hard to see if it's flat or downward sloping or upward sloping. But after you make a line prediction going through them, then you find that the weekly earnings increases as schooling increases. So that's how we make line plot, prediction line, predicted line, fitted line plot on scatter plot. Okay, and then I will copy this to the file. So, okay, then the next topic we are going to do is we will make a graph for conditional expectation function. So we will calculate average by each education group, and we will make a connected line. That is more involved. It's not as easy as what we have done so far. So I'm going to show you how to do that in the next video. So that will be more interesting and will be more advanced. So will be more useful for you in the future. See you in the next video.